Good day, everyone. This is Frost, and this is Frost Moto. So, first, thank you, God, for allowing this to happen. Second, Bristol Cebu, the people working under Bristol, thank you so much, guys, for allowing me to borrow the Assassin R400. So, this is the naked entry of the Bristol motorcycles, the Assassin R. So, before we begin, you know what to do. Push the subscribe button if you want motorcycle, and push the notification bell if you want updates. So, intro and sound check. What we have here is the Bristol Assassin R400. So this is the latest naked entry level of the Bristols. So this is priced at 298,000 for the standard version like this one, but the other version, which is the gold one, is priced at 318. Same engine, same specs, the only difference is in the color. So no more chichiburichis. Let's go attack the very sensitive topic. So while I was reviewing this bike, I read a lot of comments. Some people had said that the bike is too expensive for its price point, and also other people had said that it's not worth the price. So again, while I was reviewing it, I was thinking that maybe they're wrong, or maybe there's some misconception, or I don't know. So the moment that I tried and used the Assassin R, first thing that I have noticed its weight. It's somewhat 150cc with an engine of a 400. It is so power. The torque is so powerful, and also it mid-range. By testing it, I never done it. I never done a top speed, but by just feeling the bike, I know that this bike isn't fast in top ends. So its goal is in the beginning and to mid-range. Also, what I have noticed is this bike is not for people who are light. So for example, like me, when I was doing this, when I was using this bike around 145 kilometer per hour, it started to wobble. So that's also the reason why I chose the NK, because I already tested the Duke 390 in terms of top speed. So because my weight is around 62, it always wobbles. So that's my experience. So when I was using the NK 400 in terms of top speed, it is pretty stable, and also I was confident while using it. But for this one, I do recommend this for those people who are heavy, or those people who are looking for a lightweight bike, good in daily use. So let's go to the topic. So the price point of this bike is 298,000, and for the other version is 318. Yes, it is very expensive for itself, but again, we should also consider that the target market of this bike is not all the people. So it has a very slim target market. So if you're rich and you're looking for a daily bike that is lightweight, easy to maneuver, because I was using it from Mandaue to Talisay, and I've done this in traffic. To be honest with you guys, in terms of traffic, it just I was using a sniper. It was easy to maneuver, easy to go to tight corners, and the torque is very good. These are the things that my NK400 couldn't do. So that is why the reason that I do recommend this for lady riders, and for those people who are looking for a daily bike that is good in fuel consumption, because the fuel consumption of this one is very good. It is around 26 kilometer per liter. And aggressive driving, it is around 24. So that is a very good offer. Second is, in terms of torque, this bike is so good. can go, you can overtake it very, you can overtake at any position very easily. Third is, like I said, it's light, easy to maneuver. So I don't recommend this for lady riders. I don't recommend this one for people who are really looking into a 400cc. So for the price point, if you only you if your money is limited, then go for other bikes. But if you're really looking for a bike that is good in daily, and also you want lightweight, then choose this one. So it is equipped with 371cc, but in the ORCR it is 400. So two-cylinder, liquid-cooled, four-stroke, four valves, dual overhead cam, and six-speed transmission. So first is, what I love about this bike is its nakedness. So actually you can clean this bike very easy. So that is one good thing. Second is the design. It is very good, very metallic, and very aggressive. So now let us go to the other side to discuss furthermore. As you can see here, that they put a very good looking Bristol logo. So it is metallic. It wouldn't disappear in the long run. So again, that's a very good point. So the max power is 29 kW at 10,500 RPM, and the max torque is 28.5 Newton meter at 9,000 RPM, and the compression ratio is 11:1. So again, if you are looking for a bike that is good in power to weight ratio, then you should consider this one, because the weight is around 149 kilograms, the lightest 400cc in the market. So this bike is so good in cornering and agile. So again, if you're looking for a bike that's good in track day or training your cornering and leaning, then you should consider this one. So now let us go for the other details. Fuel capacity. So it is 13 liters and it consumes around 26 kilometer per liter. So for a 400cc, again, that is a very good offer for a two-cylinder. So one other thing is, for the cons, I don't like this because this is plastic. But also, one of the nice thing about using plastic is it is more lighter and easy to maintain. So again, there are some pros and cons, like I said. So now let us go to its dimensions. So now let us go for the dimensions. So for the dimensions, seat height is 810 millimeter. So as you can see, I am 5'11", so I am still flat-footed. So for its ground clearance, it is 170 millimeter. But for the curb weight, it is only 149 kilograms. So again, for a 400cc, its only weight is 149 kilogram. So this is somewhat a semi small displacement bike to a semi big bike. So it is somewhat in the middle. So that is one good thing in terms of cornering and leaning. Lady rider or anyone who wants light bikes, then you should always consider this one. Very good and very easy and nimble. So now let us go for the other details. Now let us go for the tire sizes. So for the front tires, it is 120 by 70 by 17, and stock tires is CST, same with the NK400. So now for the rear. So for the rear, it is 150 by 60 by 17. So if you're going to ask me, I would up this one into 160. So for better cornering and also to make it more bigger. For the brakes, they are using Nissin calipers, so that is a very good quality. Single disc brake. So for the rear, so let us go for the rear. So for the rear, they are using a single-sided swing arm with a Nissin calipers again. So very nice for the brakes. Nissin are very well known for their capacity or capabilities. But for this one, because of its torque, it would have been better if they used two disc brake for the front. So again, we're going to discuss it later. So now let us go for the other parts. So now for the key, it is somewhat expensive but pretty basic for this one. So now let us check the display. So some say that it is TFT display, others said that it is semi-digital. So it's up to you to judge. So for this one, you can see here the speed and odo, and also the RPM, fuel, temperature on the bike, and temperature on the outside. So one nice thing is the added time. So in the other bikes, they don't have a time like for the Veloci. So here's the ABS. Actually, you can turn on and off for the ABS in terms of your cornering and everything. Your definite your driving style, you can actually turn it off. So ABS, neutral and oil, and light. So for the hazard, so that is for the hazard. For the light, So high beam. So that is for the high beam. So again, one of the nice thing about the Veloci, or I mean the Bristol, is they actually gives you a preference if you want to change. So for this one, for the last point, your lights will be off. The middle, it will be on, and also for the high beam. So again, for me, I am very frugal, and I love this design. So let us go for the quality of plastics. So now let us check the quality of grips. It is very nice. It's not cheap, but it's also expensive. Very middle. So if you're wearing a gloves, like I had tried it, it is actually good. So for the clutch, even though it's not have as a slipper clutch, but it is very lightweight. You can do it with two fingers. So you can see here high beam and low beam, turning indicators, horn, and the passing light. So for the right side, ignition and kill switch, like I said, you modes. So for this one, it's the modes in terms of your light displays. Same again. So on the right, for the brake lever, it can be adjusted. So again, that is very nice. For the side mirrors, I don't love the side mirrors because this is a naked bike. It would have been better if it was bar and side mirrors. But again, it depends on your preference if you purchase the Bristol Assassin R 400. So now let us go for its features. So now let us go for its features. So first is it has dual channel ABS. So again, that is a very good thing. Second is it is already inverted. So again, that is one of the thing of the highlights. Uh, Third is single-sided swing arm. So again, if you're looking for a bike that is single-sided swing arm, you want to experience it, that is in a affordable price, then at least consider Bristol because in the I believe in all categories, they are the ones who are offering single-sided swing arm with a very affordable price, like the Veloci and for the Assassin R. So it is single-sided swing arm, very good in cornering. So again, last one is it is very lightweight. So for a 400cc, it is weighted around 149 kilogram. Very easy, nimble in terms of traffic. That is very good. So I included it in the features. So that's it. So now let us go for the light. So it is all LED. As you can see, the turning indicators are also LED. So now let's check the buttons. So passing light. So, the design is very aggressive. Daytime running light here, and also um, high beam. So for the rear, let's go for the rear. So it is also LED. So again, the brakes are very good, very nice design, very very noticeable. So they also have a light here for the plate number. So let us check what is under the seat cover. So again, okay. So this is what it looks like in the inside. As you can see here, the ECU is Bosch, very good quality. So like I said, in every review that I had done, you cannot put anything aside from ORCR or some files that you want. So here is the free tools. So that's it. Now let's go for the other ones. The seat quality. So for the seat cover, it is very hard. It isn't soft. So I believe in the long ride, your OBR will complain. But one nice thing is it has a grab bar. So check the grab bar. You can put your hands here in terms of high speed for extra safety in your OBR. So for the seat in the middle, it is soft. So I have done this. I have tried the seat. It is actually good. But for the rear seat, it is hard for the OBR. So this is what it looks like, single-sided swing arm. So now let's check it detail by detail. So the quality is very good, very stiff, and it is very heavy, of course, because it is single-sided swing arm. So here are the plates, very nice. And what else? So this is a foot peg. So the foot peg quality is very good, sturdy. In terms of cornering, it is very easy. So they have a point here. So the purpose of that is to give you notice, to tell you a warning that the bike is on its what do you call that in English? Um, at almost at its limits. So we are here is the gears and also the side stand. So it has a side stand kill switch also. So here are the belly pans. So in quality of plastic, It isn't that good, but still, it's lightweight, it's hard, and it's sturdy, so it's okay. So here is the sticker of Assassin R400. Okay, what else? So shock is here. So the quality of engines very good. For its chassis, it's very nice, very sturdy. Okay, so now some pros and cons, and then test drive. So now let us go for the pros and cons. So again, this is my own opinion. We have different opinions. This is what just I noticed while using the bike. So the first cons is the handlebar vibrates in terms of high speed. So for me, that's what I noticed. Second is the stopping power. So I know they're using Nissin calipers, but because the bike is so good in torque, when you do a sudden brakes, it gives you a couple of meters for it to stop. So third is, so for the third, it is very expensive because people complain that they should at least choose Z4, or they had add more money. They can go for KTM Duke or the Ninja 400. And again, they want this one to be priced at 250,000 to be much closer to the NK 400. So again, I say that it is a cons because it reduces the target audience. Only a few people who truly understand motorcycle would choose this one. For example, engaging in track day. Second is, if you're looking for a daily used bike, then at least you should consider this one because it's very lightweight. The torque is good, and the fuel consumption is so light, not comparable to my NK400. It consumes more gas. Let us go for the pros. So pros is number one is it is single-sided swing arm. So again, we should highlight this one because it is a very good investment. Second is the bike is so lightweight, easy to maneuver. Third is inverted forks, and also very good quality. So one other thing is, one of the pros is the quality belt of engine. The engine quality of the Bristolers are very good. So like I said, in the day and age that we have right now, everything is accessible. So as long as you have money, you can actually purchase or add some configuration in your engines. So last one is I also want to add this one. The after sales of Bristols are very good. People who are working in Bristols are very easy to approach, and also they respond quickly. So I also want to highlight that one because some companies in terms of after sales are bad. So again, that is a one features if you purchase the Bristol Assassin R400. So let's go for the other parts and perhaps test drive. One nice thing here is actually the sticker can be removed. So for me, I love this one because I want to wrap my bike some corners. So again, for this is a very nice. So I don't know for you. It's for you to decide if you want this one or not. But for me, I really love this one. Actually, remove that and replace it with some other things. So also, some people had said that the purpose of this is extra airflow. But to be honest, it's locked. So there's a plastic inside. So what else? Here is some radiator cover, but the middle is open. So if ever you want to do some riding, you should at least cover this one for any debris that might hit the radiator. So here is the two-cylinder. Actually, guys, if let's be honest, okay, this bike is a 400cc that is lightweight. So if you're going to compare it to a person, um, so let's say the NK400, the NK400 is a Brosco one, but for this one, uh, I like to illustrate this one as a lady motorcycle because it is very thin, light, and also very sexy. So again, for me, if I could compare it to some people, the NK400 is so heavy. It's really a Brosco, the KTM, or like this one, are the same, very lightweight. I believe I'm done, and I hope that everything that I had said made your decision easier. But if and if it did, please like and subscribe for support. So one other thing, so in a 400cc category, you should at least consider the Bristol R 400. Some say that they want KTM or etc. etc. People have different opinions, but again, it's up to you. But at least try to consider the Bristol. Or even try considering other bikes, but don't let other people help you in your decision because you might regret it. That is why in the marketplace there are a lot of bikes, very small Odos that are being sold because they are not very comfortable with the bike that they ride. So the target audience of this bike is really small. Those people are really, I mean those people really knows what they want. So if you try to consider this, this is very good in daily use. Um, Track day, and also the torque is very good. If you want torque, then try considering the Bristol R400. So that's it. Thank you so much. If you're here again, God bless. See you in my other vlogs.